So today we're going to talk about the Rogue Prince and his dragon Caraxes. We are going to be getting into some spoilers in this video from House of the Dragon. Season 3, episode 4 more specifically. So in this episode we get a interaction with Daemon and Caraxes as they are leaving the Eyrie in the Vale. In the episode it's almost as if Caraxes has a sixth sense. An almost dragon sense, like dragon intuition. All we know is that something is up with Caraxes, and Daemon pretty much just treats them like a puppy. He is so kind with his dragon that it's almost like an oxymoron. Like dragons and warriors like Daemon Targaryen, you associate them with strength and aggression, not tenderness necessarily, but that is what comes to mind when we see them interacting with one another. Daemon is all about putting on some swagger and some bravado, but when he is with Caraxes he is so gentle, and it is something that I personally love to see in the show because this is a show with a lot of dark material. It is very intense and it has a lot of sad moments in this show. So it is nice to see some softness amongst everything going on, especially from the very first season. Caraxes and Daemon being so in sync with each other, especially when they are fighting together in the Stepstones. And it is when we see Daemon being struck by a flaming arrow. And it's like Caraxes reacts as if they are being harmed as well. It feels like they are two even halves of the same soul. Daemon doesn't even have to summon Caraxes. They just naturally have a very deep conscious with one another that goes deeper than just a bond, but that word doesn't seem sufficient enough. And we see Daemon a bit puzzled and bewildered. Caraxes isn't following commands, and that's not the norm. I do think for the most part in that episode, Daemon did trust Caraxes. He knows that his dragon will not endanger him, but even if it was 5%, Daemon may have not trusted it. He could have thought, this is new, I don't like this. But I would like to just say that it's not the same as what happened to Rhaena and Sheepstealer in the Battle of the Gullet, because Daemon's dragon actually took him to where he needed to be. He needed to be with his daughter. So we will take Rhaena for example. So for starters, there was no way that Daemon was going to find Rhaena, and Daemon has needed a long overdue reunion with his daughters. He had those visions in Harrenhal, one of them visions being Laena appearing to him in a vision. So in the vision she appears to him and pretty much just tells him that he needs to start looking after their daughters, and he better start now. And it makes me wonder if Daemon and Caraxes are so closely bonded. It leaves the question open as to, did Caraxes feel what Daemon was going through? But they must have done. In order for Caraxes to take Daemon where he needed to be, their bond has got to be very deep, which we don't understand yet. And when Caraxes landed, he was purring and he was calm. And through that, Daemon knowing Caraxes is calm means that he's okay, he's safe. That is when we see Daemon unsheath Dark Sister. He knows something is up there, but it's not an immediate danger. And he knows that because he knows Caraxes wouldn't do that to him. And if there was danger, Daemon knows that Caraxes would be shrieking and flapping its wings. It is but just a small detail in the show, but it does show the strength and the potential of a dragon rider and the bond that the dragon has. Maybe it's different for different riders, we just don't know. But looking at Caraxes and Daemon, almost like Dark Sister, his sword is an extension of his arm. And it could quite literally vary to how long they have been riding dragons. And there is such a beautiful synchronicity with Caraxes and Daemon. It is very clear that they are an extension of one another. Daemon has been a dragon rider for many a year, but in this moment where it looks like they are not in sync. But then the show proves us right with us having to look at Caraxes and Caraxes not doing Daemon over. Like, Daemon needed where he needed to be. And the interaction with Rhaena was long overdue. When Daemon is at the entrance of the cave, Caraxes is there right behind him. Not right up close. Caraxes has given Daemon the space, but Caraxes is there if he needs him. But when Rhaena and Sheepstealer burst out the cave and fly away, and we see Daemon shushing Caraxes, that's what you would do to a puppy. Again, it speaks to a tenderness, to a softness that we don't always get to see, especially not from someone like Daemon Targaryen. He does have a soft side, even though it was 2 whole years for a new season. And of course, it takes a long time with the CGI and the dragons and the special effects. But it is so worth it because it's something the fans have so long wanted, and that is to figure out the bond between the Targaryens and the dragons, especially on a show where there is so much carnage, so much dark material. A lot of the episodes can start to become emotionally taxing, and you need a little bit of softness alongside it. And I think we get that not just with Daemon and Caraxes, but with all of the dragons and riders. All of the bonds are different and unique, but all of them are sacred and also special. And as a viewer, it's something that I love. Comment what your thoughts are below and make sure to like, subscribe and share.